Whenever you have a word problem in front of you, the first thing you always want to do is try to identify what the word problem is saying and what it wants you to do. For example, in Half-Life, it'll usually have Half-Life stated in the problem, and so you'll know to use the Half-Life formula. For whenever the word problem might say growth or increasing, then you know you can use the population growth formula. For decreasing or decay, if it says decreasing or decay in the problem, then you know to use the decay formula. Here, we're going to talk about compound. So when to use the compound formulas.
Alright, so let's talk about compound interest and continuous interest. So basically, compound interest is basically whenever someone is putting money into your account. So how often that is being compounded, how often it happens. If someone tells you that it is compounded annually, that means that they're inputting money into your account one time, and N would be 1. If it's happening semi-annually, it's happening 2 times, so N is 2. Quarterly means 4, so they're inputting money into your account 4 times. Monthly, there are 12 months in a year, so they're putting money into your account 12 times, so N is 12. Weekly, there are 52 weeks in a year, so N is 52 for weekly. If it's compounded daily, then that means that they're putting money into your account every day, which we all do wish that happened. So N would be 365. And all the rest of the components are the same ones as we've been talking about. And for compounding continuously, that means that it's happening and it's recurring. And so for this one, you have the new term of E, and it's gonna specify exactly in the problem whether it's compounding continuously or compounding annually, semi-annually, whatever the case may be. So we'll do a few examples. So the example says to determine the final amount received of an investment under the given conditions. It's at $700 compounded monthly at 4% for 3 years. Since it says it's compounded monthly, we know that we have to use the compound interest formula. So we're looking for the final amount. Our principal amount was $700. It is compounded monthly, which means that our N is 12. It's at 4%. Remember that percentage we want to turn into a decimal, so that's 0.04. And the time is for 3 years. For any kind of compound interest, you always want to make sure that the unit for T is in years. So we're just going to plug this all in. So we have that A is equal to 700 times 1 plus our rate is 0.04 over our N, which is 12 raised to the 12 times 3. So let's plug this into our calculator. When you're plugging it into the calculator for the exponent part, just make sure that you have parentheses around it, just in case if you're using the little caret button on other type of calculators, you might need to put parentheses around it, just to get the most accurate answer. So you should get that A is approximately, so we would gain
a final amount
of $789.09. So for the next one, we have 2,500 compounded semi-annually at 5.5% for 6 years. So our A, we're looking for A. Our initial value is 2,500. Our N, since it's semi-annually, our N is 2. Our rate is 5.5. So if we move that to the 2 places to the left, we have 0.055. Our time is 6 years. So we know that since it has N, we're doing compounding semi-annually, like it said. So we're using the compound interest formula. And now we're just going to plug everything in. So A is equal to 2,500 times 1 plus our rate is 0.055 all over 2 raised to the 0.055 times 6. Alright, so we get that A is approximately equal to $2,522 and 48 cents. Look at that, not bad. So for this last one, we have that $1,200 is compounded continuously at 3% for 2 years. Since it's being compounded continuously, we know that we have to use that other formula. So let's identify all our variables again. So in this case, we're looking for A. Our principal, our starting amount is 1,200. Our rate is 3%. So again, that's 0.03, and our time is for 2 years. So since our formula is A equals PERT, we're just going to plug it all in. So we're going to plug in our formula, plug everything into our formula, and see what we get. So A is equal to 1,200 times E raised to the R, which is 0.03 times 2, our time. To get E on your calculator, you're going to want to hit the second button and ln. So second ln gives you E, and then you're going to raise that to the 0.03 times 2. So this gives us a total of $1,274.20 that are compounded into our account.